Hello and welcome to another episode of the We're from the Valley podcast. I'm Sam Aparicio, and joining me today is my dear friend Jamie Rios. What's up, dude?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm glad you're here. Dude, it's pretty cool right now. We've got a really cozy setup. We got the lights going on, got the Christmas tree in the back. We got our chocolate abuelita going hard. It is. Jamie and I are straight up vibing right now.
It's like we're at the North Pole right now.
Yeah.
It's like we're at the North Pole.
Yeah, you see Tim Allen?
Dude, he's recording right now.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. If you are down to drink some hot chocolate with us, feel free to hit pause and go make yourself some hot chocolate and just kind of join us. We're having a good time. We're here to just kind of relax, have a good time. I asked Jamie to join me this evening because I wanted to do a little holiday edition of the We're from the Valley podcast. And Jamie, like myself, is a huge fan of the Christmas movies, and I think he's probably a bigger fan than I am of the Santa Claus. And so we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk a little bit about the holidays, and we're excited. Holiday break is almost here. I'm burnt out. I don't know about you.
I'm ready.
I'm feeling.
I'm dragging so hard right now. I'm just looking forward to that week of nothing. That week of just relaxing.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling like I'm just ready. Like I don't know how I'm getting through.
Well, we both had a full year of work.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we've had that one vacation that it's our break in the middle. I feel like both of us had just a consistent year.
Yeah, 100%. And so it's been good. I'm grateful. The things are busy. I'd rather be busy than do nothing, not be doing anything.
Yeah.
But you get to this point where you're like, all right, I need a break. I need to recharge. And like Thanksgiving was cool. I had a week break. I took a week off. Mm-hmm. But even then, it's like a week is not enough. Like a week, you're barely starting to like recharge your batteries.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, there's days when I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna take 6 weeks off. Like it'd be really nice, Or I was on campus today and I was like, dude, it's dead. Like, how nice would it be to have vacation starting now? And like have like the next 2 weeks to just like relax, recharge.
Yeah, right now that.
Well, actually, the students don't come back until like mid-January,
Well, yeah,
so you get a whole month pretty much.
And like we're basically, since coming back from Thanksgiving, finals are starting, students are studying. They don't really care about next semester right now. Either that or they already took care of it. So my days have been like 2 to 5 students a day, which sums up to maybe like an hour or two of like actual work, and the rest is just kind of messing with reports and seeing what I can do. But honestly, like there hasn't been much to do.
Really?
Right now,
Oh man, so you can probably feel it even more. You're like, I'm just so ready. Yeah, man. No, I'm still having appointments. I'm still seeing students, and we'll be until next week, Thursday. We're off Friday next week, which is exciting, but I'll still be seeing students until Thursday. So yeah, I'm counting down the days. I'm just ready, dude. Excited for the holiday spirit. So hopefully you guys are excited as well. I've been watching all of the holiday movies that they've been playing, dude. Like Home Alone on repeat. You just saw that right now. A Christmas Story as well. The Grinch was on the other day, which I was really excited about. And so, yeah, dude, I'm pumped. I'm excited because, this edition of our episode of our podcast, I really wanted to talk about, like all of the holiday movies. And I wanted to do like top Christmas movies of all time, or at least like your picks. Everyone has their own picks, right? Everyone has their own list and their own rankings of the best holiday movies. And so yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about that, like kind of do a breakdown and like, hey, what are your top favorite movies? I know that Santa Claus is probably up there, but I want to get a good ranking of the movies, and we'll definitely talk about mine. So first and foremost, I guess we'll start. Let's do like starting from number 5, right?
From number 5.
Yeah, so we'll start with number 5 and we'll go all the way to number 1. So like start with number 5, and then you're gonna go up to like tell me about like what is your all-time favorite.
Okay.
So you'll go ahead and go first, and then I'll go after you, and then we'll break it down.
So with my list, it's filled up by the Santa Claus movies, honestly. I don't know what bias I hold or emotional value I hold to those, but those are the movies that I come back to every year. Or they're comfort movies. Sometimes it's not even Christmas season 100%. And I go and watch them. But
yeah, they are.
So 3 out of 5 are already those. But
nice.
Number 5 would be the Santa Claus 3.
Okay, cool.
That movie was the same magic and joy of the other 2, but it felt very rushed to me.
Oh, okay.
It didn't feel like the other 2.
I see.
Number 4 would have to be Home Alone 2.
Okay.
I loved Home Alone 2 way better than the first one.
Okay.
Number 3 would be The Grinch.
Nice.
That The Grinch is actually the first movie that made me like Jim Carrey. I used to not like him as an actor.
Nice.
Because I used to think that he was like the same role in every movie, like the same person, the faces and the actions and stuff, like how The Rock is the same person in every movie.
Yeah.
And then when I saw The Grinch, it changed my whole perspective on Jim Carrey, and that's what made me start watching his movies. And then number 2 is the Santa Claus, the first one, and the number 1 spot goes to the Santa Claus 2.
Oh, so Santa Claus 2 is number 1 for you. Okay.
Yeah, that the story, the message, the whole challenge of him racing the clock, and then the evil Santa, everything was just like a whole anxiety attack for an hour and a half. But when it comes to it, I would rewatch Santa Claus 2 a lot more than the first one.
Okay.
And that's the one that I tell people, like, when they haven't seen any of them, I tell them, watch the first one. The story's amazing in the first one. Like, I tear up every time. But the second one is the one where it gets intense.
Cool. So without giving away any spoilers for people who haven't watched any of these, just to clarify, Santa Claus 3, which was your number 5 pick, that one is the one with where Jack Frost makes an appearance, right? Okay, awesome. And then the second one, the Santa Claus 2, which was your number 1 pick, that is the one what you said with the fake Santa, right? Without giving away too many details. Yeah. He's like, there's like a villain to the story.
Because the name of the movie is Santa Claus 2.
The Escape Clause?
The Mrs. Claus.
The Mrs. Claus, is that number 2?
That's number 2. Number 3 is the Escape Clause.
Number 3 is the Escape Clause. Okay, gotcha. And then number 1 is your number 2 pick, the first Santa Claus movie. Yeah. Okay, which is a classic. It's a great one. I love that one. There's so many good scenes in that one, and a lot of good quotable.
And that one is just heartwarming.
Or a lot of good quotes in that movie.
Yeah, definitely.
But you said that one's a what? You said that one's a what? The first Santa Claus movie?
It's heartwarming.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like the Charlie, the son, he's like real little, like, you know, he's a cute little kid trying to. So like I almost feel like I identify myself with him in that movie, right? Because it's like you're a little kid, you're like you remember the magic of Christmas, and that's so cool. And right? You
like. When you're in that position, you can never stop believing. Yeah. Because you've seen it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's doing a lot better than I would have, because I would have told everybody that my dad is Santa Claus. I would go up and down the street yelling it. Like, I would not keep it a secret.
Yeah, it's so good, man. I do love it. You're absolutely right. It is a feel good. It's a comfort movie. It's a warm movie. You come back to it. You're like, man, this is awesome. It's so good. Yeah. And so, like, I mean, definitely don't want to give you too many spoilers, but I do love... There's a scene where they're at the Denny's and he's like, come on, the Denny's, it's an American institution. It's so good, man.
It's so Tim Allen.
Yeah, like, 100%.
A lot of the jokes are very Tim Allen, but they work because he's a standard American dad at the time. Like, that was the whole thing.
I know, dude. If we stay on this road, do we hit I-95?
Exactly.
You know what? Screw it. I know I said I was going to give spoilers. I'm probably giving spoilers, but if you haven't seen the Santa Claus by now, please watch it.
It is almost 30 years old.
Wow. Yeah. What year was it? 94?
1994.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's an 18-year-old movie now.
That's amazing. Wait.
Yeah.
No, if it's 94, it's not 18. You said it's almost 30, right?
We're in 22.
So, yeah, but if it was 1994, then it's 28. You said 18.
Oh my God. Yes,
it's 28.
You're right.
It's almost 30, right? So yeah, it's 28 years old, which is crazy to me, dude. But it's so good. But you're absolutely right, man.
And even 28 years later, have you seen the show?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
It just finished.
Waiting to watch it.
The last episode just came out on Wednesday.
Okay.
Watch it. It closed. No spoilers, right? But it closes a lot of plot holes from the movies.
Okay.
And it has the same magic and the same comedy as the movies.
How many episodes is the series?
6 episodes, and they're 30 minutes each.
Okay. 6 episodes. Cool. Wow, man. Yeah, I definitely need to watch it. Is it all the same characters?
Yes. Carol comes back. I don't want to spoil anything because some people come back,
and that's fine. Yeah, and that's fine. But you know, for sure, it's at least Tim Allen
and his family.
Okay, perfect.
Because at the end,
if it wasn't Tim, dude, I think that would suck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of expect the Santa Claus to be Tim Allen.
And exactly, like I've seen so many Christmas movies, but I can't see anybody else being Santa Claus but Tim Allen.
Okay.
And that's not even holding the bias of me loving the movies. I just feel like seeing him portray him, it kind of like stapled who Santa Claus is to me. You know?
Okay, cool. So we've got Santa Claus 3, and then you said Home Alone 2 was 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then you said The Grinch.
Yep.
And then you said Santa Claus 1, and then Santa Claus 2.
Yes.
Nice, dude. Pretty solid list. I like it. I like all of those movies. Anyone that receives honorable mention that didn't make your list?
Oh, man. A lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it, but honestly, Fred Claus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that movie. And I was not a big fan, but I guess because like I don't know, it wasn't really like my style. But okay, so Fred Claus, how
Because it's
come?
more of a comedy than a Christmas, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But still, the whole thing of the
And this is the one with Vince Vaughn.
Vince
Yeah,
Vaughn and Paul Giamatti
yeah,
playing Santa.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's just the character progression from him being such a grump and hating his brother and stuff like that, and the way that like when he saw that Christmas wasn't what it was supposed to be, because the whole thing of like these kids are naughty, and it's like it's not that they're naughty, they're just placed in these situations where what else do they have, what other choice do they have?
Yeah.
And he changed the whole mentality of like what naughty and nice is, and then he also went and helped his brother when he held that grudge for thousands of years at that point. I feel like that's what really put it as an honorable mention.
Okay.
And again, a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't see it. I just feel like the story, like once you really dig into it, you find out that like he did change.
Okay.
Like he went from hating his brother for thousands of years because they stopped aging, but then like he went, and even Santa Claus had a whole realignment of what kids go through in their lives to become naughty, and everybody deserves a gift because it's not the kid's fault. Kids are pure of heart, you know.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it.
A long time ago.
So the
Long
scene
time
where
ago.
where the little kid, I mean, he was just chilling in his bed and the kids start bullying him and stuff. Like, you know, he didn't ask to be in that situation. He was a nice kid essentially.
Okay. I can't remember it very well, but that movie came out in what, like early 2000s,
2007.
I think? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, man. 2007 feels like a lifetime ago, right? So that's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, I rarely remember that one. But okay, cool. So your honorable mention is Fred Claus. Awesome. Dude, pretty good list, man. I wrote mine down because I don't think I'll remember it. But let's see here. So for me, let's see what I've got for my... And where did I put it, dude? Got it. Okay, got it. So starting with number 5. Number 5 for me is for A Christmas Story. I love A Christmas Story. That's a really good one. That's one of the ones that I've watched since I was little, growing up.
Can I ask what you love about it? Because I've seen it,
Yeah.
and I'll watch it through for the Christmas season, but I don't think I've had that connection that keeps me coming back to it. You know,
I think it's the nostalgia. Like when I watched it as a kid, it cracked me up so much, right? And also like identifying myself with the main character Ralphie, because as a kid, I always wanted a BB gun. My dad wasn't big into us having guns. Like he would never let me have one. So I was like, I always wanted a BB gun, you know. And I remember seeing that and remembering what it felt to like have such a, it's like, dude, I want that so bad. Like that'd be so cool. So things like that, and then also like I don't know, it was just so funny. Like the scenes of them running home from school, like getting chased by the bully and stuff like that. Scott Farkus, it's so fun, man. Like those are the images that are ingrained in my head that I remember, and also like. His little brother Randy, when he's getting dressed for school, he's like, in this huge, I can't put my arms down, and so his mom's like, put your arms down when you get to school, things like that. It's hilarious. He's like, man, getting ready to go to school was getting ready for like extended deep sea diving. So I don't know, I think it's the nostalgia. Like I associate it with a lot of good memories when I was a kid growing up. And so I had a lot of fun with that. And like, when he's like says the F word, and it's like F dash word, it's like, only I didn't say fudge. Like that for me was so good, man. It's just such a good movie.
I think my favorite scene is when the mom, when he's like, who taught you that word? He's like, this kid. And then she calls the mom. He said what? And then you just hear like the murderous scream.
Footsteps. And then, dude, I know, it's so good. It's just so good, man. So that's number 5 for me. Like it's also like a feel good movie, and then also because like the narrating I think in that movie is good. I do like that. I like the way that it's narrated really well. Number 4 is the Santa Claus, the first one. I only. The Santa Claus first one was the only one that made it onto my list. That's my favorite one. But again, because I think it's like the classic, right? It's like this is where they introduce you to that world of the North Pole, and it's so good. What's funny is I used to watch it in Spanish with my cousin. Yeah, I would watch that in Spanish with my cousin, and I loved it. Like I don't know, it was so cool, and we used to love watching in Spanish. And to this day, I watch it in English now. But that one and like Toy Story are like movies that I can still watch in Spanish and love them. I mean, it's so good. So the Santa Claus for me is number 4. I think Tim Allen is awesome in that one. It's such a great one too. Very feel good. And then number 3 is The Grinch. The Grinch is, man, it's so good. And I also agree with you. I think Jim Carrey did awesome in that movie. I wasn't a big fan of him in other movies, but I also feel like his character like wasn't one that I could relate to in other movies when I was little. right?
Okay.
Like the movies that he would do, I don't know, I couldn't relate to it. But when it came to the Grinch, I think he did an amazing job, and he's hilarious.
Do you know your favorite Grinch quote?
Um, dude, this is a good question. Um, let's see.
Because mine is when he like takes off the tablecloth, and then the dog barks. He's like, "It's not a dress, it's a kilt, sicko." Yeah.
Dude, that's so good. Dude, I don't know. Oh, I remember now. My favorite quote is when, well, I don't know. It's not like a funny quote, but one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he's doing the sack race, and he's like pushing the kids, and he's like meep meep, you know, and he's like, "No child can beat the Grinch," and like he's just like going crazy, and I loved it because he's like shoving kids left and right. So I think that's awesome.
And then when he's being carried, and then he's like, "I beat you."
Yeah, it's so good. Or like when they're feeding him the fudge, he's like, "This is not fudge," and he spits out. He's like, "What is it?" I don't know, man. There's so many good quotes in that movie.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude, I love it. And fleas before beauty or something like that. So many good quotes in that movie, dude. But yeah, The Grinch was so good. I think that that one's another. I still remember watching it at the movie theater, man. Like, yeah, I remember my dad taking me and my cousin. What, 2001 maybe?
Oh,
I think it was 2001. I remember watching it at the movie theater, and like it was right around like the Christmas time, and it was awesome, dude. Like it was cold outside. Yeah, it's crazy how I still have that memory.
It, like in elementary, that was like when the VCR comes in. That was our movie.
The TV, the rolling TV. Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. So The Grinch is number 3 for me, and then number 2 is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That's a great one. It's very much like a similar to the first, but yeah, I think it was, I don't know, it was such a good movie that it's one of those where, like, again, I come back to it and I'm like, dude, I could watch this all the time. Like the scene where he's in the limo and he's got the pizza, and he's like, it's so good. It's a lovely cheese pizza just for me. Like, it looks amazing. I
love when who's the bellhop? What's his name? He's one of
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
When it's his first night there, it's in the morning after the first night, and he has the underwear. He's like, "Your drawers, sir." He's like, "Careful, there could be girls out here."
Yeah, it's so good, dude. It's crazy how you think about that. And you're like, man, Rob Schneider had a cameo, and it's like, it's not even a big role, but it's hilarious.
It seemed very out of place for like the movies that he does now.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So yeah, Home Alone 2 is my number 2, and then my number 1 is Home Alone 1. That, by all means, dude, for sure.
I always see you watching
one.
the first Home Alone.
It's so good. It's so good. I feel like Macaulay Culkin, like, dude, it was crazy good. Yeah. Like, being such a young kid and still like being able to knock it out of the park is amazing. And I don't know if he felt a lot of pressure, but you can imagine being that age, dude, and like feeling a lot of pressure. You're the protagonist of a movie. It's crazy, right?
He was how old?
I don't know. I think he was like, what, 9 or 10?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think he was like 9 or 10. But it's crazy. I mean, how good he was in that movie.
Because of child labor laws, he could only work 5 hours a day.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Dude, imagine. So like, it probably took him a while.
They had to focus their filming. So like, scenes where the bad guys, what are they? The water bandits? What was it?
The wet bandits.
The wet bandits. There you go. Like those scenes, they would film them without him even being on set. And so whenever he would come in for the 5 hours a day, they would film as much as they could of just him by himself, and then focus on the ones with the other characters. But I mean, being the star of a film and only being limited to a small amount of hours that you can work, like, I'm sure it was a struggle.
Dude, yeah, that's so true. You know what's crazy is that when you think about it, you're like, at that point, he wasn't somebody anybody knew, right? No. The movie comes out and it blows up. Yeah. It's like, dude, his life changed forever.
The iconic face.
Yeah,
the aftershave face.
The aftershave. Dude, that, I mean, your life changes forever. Like, I mean, he hasn't been the same. And I imagine, like, you can't really go out much without, people recognizing you and stuff like that. And so, but it was awesome.
So for Home Alone 2, and I'm super into, like, movie facts and stuff. Like, I'm the type, if I'm rewatching a movie, I'm already looking at, like, facts about the filming and all this stuff. For Home Alone 2, right, they filmed that in a real airport where they're trying to, like, beat the clock to get to Paris, or no, to Florida. And Macaulay Culkin had become such a name that it became a struggle to try to record that scene because of how many people were trying to like beat security and like try to get to him. So the first one, because like nobody knew what was going on, right? It was just a random kid. I'm sorry, the random family. Yeah. But then the second one, when they saw Macaulay Culkin, it became a thing where everybody wanted to see him. Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's crazy. That's gotta be so hard dealing with that too, you know. But dude, talking about quotes from favorite movies, the Home Alone 2, one of my favorite quotes from that one is, you remember when they're at the top of the house, the uncle's house in New York, and he has the Marv gets a brick and he's like, "Suck brick, kid."
And he misses.
That is one of my all-time favorite lines in that movie. It's so good. I just feel like I just want to yell it at people like, "Suck brick, kid." You know, you piss me off. Suck brick. It's so good, and it's like that type of humor. Like, it's crazy. You know, I still laugh to this day.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Like when Kevin is at the top of the house and the guys are asking for the camera. Like, "Hey, throw down your camera. We'll leave you alone. You'll never hear from us again." He's like, "You promise?" Okay. And he throws a freaking brick, and it hits Marv. Like, every time it hits him in the face, and he does it like 3 times. It's still funny to me to this day.
They should have been dead.
You know,
they should have been dead from the first movie.
100%. Imagine hitting just one brick in the head, bro. You'd be gone.
On the second one, where they're climbing up the stairs.
Yeah.
And then they like dodge the paint cans. Like, that's 1, that's 2, and then the whole freaking.
Oh man, it's so good. Or like when he does the fan, when he puts the fan in the chicken feathers.
In the first one?
In the first one. Yeah. And then Mara's like, "Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?" It's like, it's so stupid, but it's so funny, man. Like, I still laugh to this day. I still enjoy it to this day.
I don't know if it's my favorite quote, but I love when they get to the attic and he had already gone like on the zip line. And then he's like, "Where'd he go? Maybe he did suicide because he couldn't fight." You don't remember
what?
That?
He says that?
The taller one. Which one's that one?
Marv.
I can never remember their names, but Marv. Yeah. So the shorter one's like, "Where'd he go?" And then you like wrote down, "Maybe he did suicide."
He said that.
Yeah, and it was an ad-lib line. It wasn't in the script. He just threw it in there. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. How do I not remember that part?
That one was an ad-lib, and then I can't remember the other one right now. But there was some lines that those actors just threw in there.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, that's such a good movie. I mean, and so there's a reason they still show it to this day. Yeah, you know,
and they don't acknowledge 3 or 4, or the reboots or anything.
Were terrible.
There's like 6 reboots going on.
They were horrible. Yeah, they did I remember watching 3 and 4, and yeah, like I remember probably when I was a kid, I watched them and like, "Oh, that's cool." But now I'm like, no, they were bad. They were bad. And I think they even did a British version too, right?
Did they really?
Yeah, there's a little boy with glasses. I think it's British if I'm not mistaken, but if I'm wrong, sorry about that. But 6 remakes? Like all the way up to 6?
Well, cuz they've done 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know after that what they did.
They did like Home Alone again. Like that was the title.
Yeah.
And then they did a reboot of the first Home Alone. Like it was, I don't know, it's weird, but on Disney Plus, if you look at the Home Alone square and you click on it, it shows you all the Home Alones that there's been.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't even care about those, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. 1 and 2 is good for me.
And they had contacted Macaulay Culkin for number 3. Okay. And he said, "No, I need to work on other stuff. Like I don't want to be tagged as just this kid."
Yeah.
And the same thing, they contacted Joe Pesci and whoever plays Marv.
Oh yeah.
And they said, "We can do. You all can still be the villains to this." And they were like, "Well, no. After so much, it's gonna stop being funny."
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Macaulay Culkin actually did. Was it before or after? Do you know he did My Girl? Do you remember that movie? Was that before or after Home Alone?
If memory serves, I think it's in between.
Really?
In between 1 and 2. If I can remember.
Let's find out. So My Girl... Oh, no. My Girl 2 was in between. Because My Girl 1 was released 1991. Yeah, because Macaulay Culkin was way smaller now that I think about it. Wow. It's crazy, right?
That's true.
And that was such a good movie.
That's true.
So My Girl 1 was 91. And then did My Girl 2 94. But I don't know but Macaulay Culkin's not in My Girl 2.
Macaulay Culkin.
Oh wait, no, he is.
Macaulay Culkin was in a horror movie too, right?
Which one?
I don't know.
He was in a horror movie?
I think so. And if because
I remember. So there was My Girl, and then there's is it The Good Brother or something like that? Let me find out. Hang on. The Good Son. The Good Son. Is that the one you're talking about?
Goodson, yeah.
So you know what? What? Home Alone was 1990?
Oh, I thought it was like 93, 94.
Wow. I was thinking that too. Here it says Home Alone 1990.
So he looks way younger in My Girl.
Yes. Why is that? Maybe they filmed it before.
It's Hollywood, man.
That's so
CGI.
interesting. CGI. I don't know, but so yeah, Home Alone says 90. Home Alone 2 is 92, and My Girl is 91. So I guess My Girl was in between Home Alone 1 and 2, and then did Richie Rich 94, which was another great movie. Richie Rich was awesome, and The Good Son was 93. I remember Uncle Buck. He was in Uncle Buck. That was 89.
Oh yeah, he was in Uncle Buck.
Wow, dude.
That's with Uncle Buck was the guy in Home Alone 1.
Yeah, he was the polka dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Candy.
Candy.
He was awesome, dude. He was awesome. But wow, that's so crazy. This whole timeline is just like pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's safe to say that Home Alone like takes the cake pretty much for these lists, dude.
You have a good list.
Yeah. No, it was. I feel like it was a no-brainer. Like the Grinch, you know, the Santa Claus. Those are the movies we grew up with. Man.
So what's your honorable mention?
My honorable mention will probably be. Good question, man. Probably Santa Claus 2. Santa Claus 2, definitely. I have to include that one. Because it was still really good. But for sure, number one takes the cake for me. Like of the Santa Claus, yeah, it's so good. I'm trying to think what other movies I may have not included.
How do you feel about Elf?
Oh, Elf was good, but it doesn't make the list for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. It's a movie that I'll watch, but it doesn't catch my attention like the other ones that were on my list. I like Will Ferrell, but in small doses. You know, like there are some movies of Will Ferrell that I think are good that I like, and there are others that I'm like, all right, like that's too much. For example, like I remember growing up, I really liked Cooking and Screaming. That was a really funny one. Where he was the soccer coach. He's the coach of he coaches his son's soccer team. That one was funny, like growing up.
I think for that one, I was in Little League for soccer, and our coach, like after the championship where everybody wins, right? But they took us to see that movie.
Nice. Yeah, I remember watching it in school, dude. They should have us in school. Yeah, that one. And do you remember the movie The Big Green? Which is also a soccer movie. It's called The Big Green.
I don't think I remember
that one. What's his name? The kid from The Sandlot with the curly hair comes out in that movie, dude. And I forget his name. The Big Green, and it's another like funny soccer movie, and then they would show that to us in school, and it was so funny. Yeah, dude, The Big Green. This one came out in 1995.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, probably the Santa Claus 2 takes honorable mention for me. Some of the other good ones that I like that I like to play like in the background while I'm like just like cleaning around the house are probably like Nightmare Before Christmas. I do like that because of the music. Yeah. I do like the feel and the vibe of that movie, but it doesn't necessarily make my list because that one's not one that I really watched a lot growing up. The ones that I mentioned are really, really watched.
AJ is obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Really?
Obsessed.
What's crazy is I started getting into it more as I got older.
I'm still not into it. It still doesn't catch my attention.
It's funny for me, like now.
He's obsessed with it, like the This Is Halloween song.
Yeah,
he sings that on repeat.
Dude, when I was teaching in Korea, a lot of my kiddos in elementary loved that. Like they would always ask me, "Can you put it, please? Can you put it?" The This Is Halloween and all those songs. They loved them. They loved him. I
can't make it past the mayor, man. The mayor, he creeps me. It just creeps me out.
Yeah, and see, that's probably why I didn't watch it as much when I was little because it would creep me out too. But now, like as I get older, I start to appreciate it much more and like appreciate the mind of Tim Burton much more, which is like that Edward Scissorhands, like all those movies. I guess Edward Scissorhands could be considered a Christmas movie too, dude, because they do go through like the Christmas season in the movie. And there's
I consider Harry Potter to be Christmas movies because they give that
That's
vibe.
True, and everybody watches them like around the holiday, and they show them on TV.
They're on
Harry Potter,
on HBO Max on the Christmas playlist. The Harry Potter.
Oh, nice. There, yeah, they do give off that Christmas vibe for sure.
They give like a cozy vibe.
I've never watched this one, but I know that they always talk about this one being a Christmas movie. Did you ever watch Die Hard?
I've never seen Die Hard.
Me neither.
I've never seen
Me
Die Hard.
neither. And I don't feel like watching it. You know, it's like one of those. I'm like, I'm cool. Like, I don't need to watch it.
I always see shirts, like Christmas shirts with Die Hard quotes and stuff like that.
Yeah, or people always say like, and Die Hard is a Christmas movie or something like that. Yeah, it's cool,
I
man.
believe
I
you.
never watched
I'm not
it.
fighting you on it.
But yeah, no, that's not one that I'm really interested in watching. And you know what's crazy, dude? For a while, I had like this, like I would go through this phase where like I would watch Hallmark movies, like the Christmas movies on the Hallmark Channel. Probably like during the summer when they do, I think like Christmas in summer or something like Christmas in July, I forget. But I get nostalgic, or I get like this, like I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Like I miss Christmas, and I'll watch some of those Christmas movies, like before I go to bed or something. But yeah, dude, I think probably those. Oh, you know what is also a Christmas movie?
I'm thinking of one right now.
Just Friends. What were you thinking of?
Just Friends. That's
the one with Ryan Reynolds. Movie. Yeah, that's a funny one. That's a good one. It's amazing.
I was thinking of the Polar Express.
The Polar Express.
I saw that one today.
That's another good one. Yeah. Doesn't make my top 5 list.
Really?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make my top 5 list because when I was a kid, it would freak me out.
The animation.
Yeah.
So I was seeing it today, and I
not
realized...
the animation, but I feel like the Santa Claus and like the elves. Like I was like, yo, this is creepy. Like I'm not into it.
I was watching it today and I was paying attention. Like,
yeah.
The animation is good, but in some scenes you kind of just see their face like straight faced. They're going to like the most traumatic thing ever, and like they didn't animate the faces enough to show emotion.
Yeah, and there was a little annoying kid that used to know the heck out of me.
The know-it-all.
The one with the glasses.
He didn't have a name.
I couldn't stand him.
In his credit, it's know-it-all. Like,
really?
He didn't have a name.
Yeah, and see, like it was creepy to me. Like it wasn't endearing to me.
Like the ghost.
The ghost.
Oh, the one that was on top of the tree.
Yeah, that was cool. And see, I can probably appreciate that movie more now than when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I'm just like, yo, this does not appeal to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another good one. I do like the soundtrack, like the
sound.
It's really cool. That's a good one. I completely forgot about the Polar Express. But yeah, dude, Just Friends. But I guess it's because it's a comedy too. It's really funny.
Just Friends is funny. I've had multiple friends that reference that movie to me because that part where he puts in the retainer and he calls the girl and he's like, Jamie. Yeah. And so I have so many people that call me like that.
That's funny. Yeah, dude, that was a good one. I remember that's a quotable one too. Cause
that's one of the first Ryan Reynolds movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, dude, the first Ryan Reynolds movie. Dude, that is a tongue twister name. The first Ryan Reynolds movie I watched was Van Wilder, bro. Did you watch this?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it since because I saw it in high school.
Yeah. I was in middle school. I was like in 7th, 8th grade when I watched it. It was so good. I remember it was hilarious. But yeah, it's funny how he started doing that and Waiting. Do you remember that movie?
The server movie,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Where he like spits in the food.
They do more than that, but
yeah.
Yeah, dude. But he was good. He was really good in Just Friends. It was a really funny one, and Anna Faris is hilarious too. She's crazy. But yeah, dude, those are probably the honorable mention for me. Like Nightmare Before, and then Santa Claus 2, and Just Friends is a really good one. I actually haven't seen Just Friends in a while, but that one was really funny.
We were watching it at Friendsgiving last year. Remember?
It was on.
Yeah.
I thought you were.
It was before.
No, you were playing video games.
No, it was before the video games.
It was on TV.
And Carla had gotten the remote, and I think it was on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, "Have y'all seen it?" And I think one person said no, and we watched it. And we were like laughing. We saw it like halfway through.
Gotcha.
And then everybody kind of just started like talking again and getting more food and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Hey, what did you think about the remake of The Grinch? Did you watch it?
I haven't seen it.
You didn't see it?
It's because I'm so picky with remakes and reboots. Like really.
So like you did really like I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
I won't watch them unless they get like incredible reviews or like say that it's better than the first or just as good as the first. And I never heard that with the remake.
It was good. I liked it, but in my opinion, you're not missing out. And here's the thing. I watched it in theaters when it came out. I was like, dude, I'm a big fan of The Grinch. Let me go check it out. And I do love, a lot of the Dr. Seuss movies. And so I was like, I got to go check out The Grinch. And I liked it, but I think it's tough when you have Jim Carrey's The Grinch up here, and then you watch this one, and you're like, dude, like it's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair for the new Grinch movie, right? But it's like, dude, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how it is. And so I enjoyed it. I went by myself. I love going to the movies by myself, and so I went and I really enjoyed it. But it was also like, okay,
And that
it's
one's
good,
on
but
Netflix,
it's
right?
not. I don't know if it's on Netflix. Exactly, good question.
With your recommendation, I can watch it.
I would say watch it. And granted, take it with a grain of salt. You're not going to enjoy it like the Grinch
Yeah,
movie,
oh,
dude,
I
like
bet.
with Jim Carrey's The Grinch. But I did like it, and I think probably because I was just open to watching a Christmas movie. Like I was just like, I'm just
Oh,
gonna get
okay.
into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So watch it, but have low expectations because of course it's not going to be up to par with Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Have you seen the movie poster that's like this, and he's holding the ornament?
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? I think it was like a Vine or a TikTok, and
No.
it's a little girl, and the mom was like, "What movie do you want to watch? I want to watch the one like this." And she's doing the hand motion, and the poster's like that. It's just so funny because she doesn't know the name of it. She just knows that to reference it with.
Dude,
with
send
the
me
little
that.
hand. I'll look for it.
That's awesome. I pulled up a list, and there's one that there is one Christmas movie that I remember watching, but it's like a rom-com, The Holiday. Did you ever watch that one? No.
Who's it
With Cameron Diaz and Jack Black, Kate Winslet, and
Is that
what's his name? The dude with the British dude.
Somebody was gonna get married and they don't get married, and then they like switch houses or something. No, am I wrong?
Yes. You're absolutely right.
I have seen it,
They like swap houses or whatever. They're on vacation. Jude Law is his name. Jude Law. And you did watch it?
I have seen it.
Yeah, but this is a rom-com. It's more of like I
Yeah.
guess like it's not. I mean, it is kind of funny, but it's also like romance.
I
but
really enjoyed it.
It's
I
interesting
watched it
because
here.
you watched it here.
Yes,
with me
with Aaron. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was here with you and Aaron last year. It was when I brought
I remember
AJ.
now. Yes, but we were watching another movie first, right? Is that when we
Yes.
watched Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
When we were introducing you to Spider-Man.
I remember that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because it was on TV.
Yeah.
That was like a very different pace for like Jack Black,
was
considering
enjoyable.
he had just done Nacho Libre and then he does that.
That was
one.
after Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, because Nacho Libre I think was 2004, 2005,
Somewhere around there.
and Holiday was 2006.
Oh wow.
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Hey, did you watch the new version of or the series? I think it's a series. I don't know if it's a series for A Christmas Story. Well, you didn't watch the. Did you watch the first one?
Yeah, I have.
Oh wait, you know what? My bad. Nacho Libre was 2006.
That's what I was gonna say. That, but I don't want to.
Oh
be wrong.
wow.
Yeah.
So I guess it literally was back to back. They were both released in 2006. That's crazy.
It's because Jack Black didn't have child labor laws, so he could
Yeah,
make as much as he wanted.
true. What was I asking you? Oh, then the Christmas Story. You didn't watch the new one
The one with him
where he's older.
now older. No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. I've heard it was a very comforting movie though. Like I've heard nothing but good things about it. I just feel like since the first one didn't hook me as much,
Yeah, probably.
I didn't know if I'd get the same effect from the second one.
A Christmas Story. Here it is.
Because would you say that it's a good movie or that it's a good continuation to the first one?
So I never watched it. I haven't watched it.
Oh,
the
okay,
new one.
gotcha.
Yeah, I still need to watch it.
But it's because there's been other Christmas stories, right? This is just him coming back. Because there's a Christmas Story too.
You're right. There is. Yes, there's. A
But
Christmas
this
Story
isn't.
too.
This is just a callback to the one with him in it when he was.
You know what? I don't even know. Like, I haven't even looked into it that much. I still need to completely watch it, and like, I just know that it came out, but I need to sit down and watch like what it is about. So, yeah, I'm excited to see it because it's the same actor that played the little boy in the first one. That's gotta be really cool.
Are you? Do you have any interest in watching that David Harbour movie?
David Harbour.
Violent Night.
Violent.
Yeah, so it's like an extreme take on Santa Claus, where he's like a badass, kicks butt type of Santa.
Oh, it's like an action movie.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen it yet. Right, I'm gonna see it this weekend. But from the trailers, it shows that like he's delivering toys while there's a home invasion in a mansion, and so he's like sneaking through and like just kicking butt.
Oh wow!
But like in like the most graphic way possible.
That's crazy. There's a lot of actors here that I recognize. Interesting.
So I'm excited for that.
I didn't even know that this was.
I don't think it's gonna be like an amazing Christmas movie, but I'm sure it's gonna have.
It's rated R.
Exactly. But I'm sure it's gonna be like a good watch.
Cool, dude. That's awesome. Question: when do you put up your Christmas tree?
November 1st.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool,
early
man.
on.
That's cool.
I just feel like a month isn't long enough.
Oh yeah, I agree.
With the investment that you're putting into it, like the money and time and
Yeah,
effort in itself. Because I mean, you don't just put that up and call it a day. Like you make sure everything looks good to begin with.
I agree.
So
yeah,
I do the full 2 months.
that's cool. And I know there's a lot of different opinions on like when you should put up your Christmas tree, your lights and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, do what you want, you know, and do what you enjoy, do what makes you happy. And I get like people who want to start Christmas earlier. I get it. I feel like I can understand where it's like, dude, life is hard, and sometimes you need something to look forward to. Yeah. And so like if you're gonna feel better, like put up your freaking Christmas tree, like do it. Absolutely, get into the Christmas spirit. Like if it bugs somebody else, like screw them, right? But yeah, when I do it is I usually do it right before Thanksgiving break, before I go and see my parents, so that when I come back into McAllen, like it's ready to go, and like I come home to it and I feel good. Whereas like I don't have to come back and then put it up and do it. You know, I like taking my time doing it, so I do it right before Christmas break. And so it's definitely a little bit more than a month, because I do also agree that if you put up December 1st, like bro, like Christmas is already here. Yeah. But yeah, dude, so I was reading an article and it says the best time to do it is like Black Friday. And I'm like, I guess, but like, I even feel like Black Friday, it's like, bro, like you're running low on time, you know? Like honestly, Christmas is just around the corner. But I think November 1st is cool, because like that's, I mean, you're starting to already get into like, all right, like Halloween is done. So, you know, we're focusing on Thanksgiving next, but Thanksgiving doesn't have a tree. Yeah, you know. And
it's not that like, because a lot of people do that complaint of like Thanksgiving's a holiday too, like you're already putting up Christmas stuff. Because at Walmart, like Halloween's barely over and they already got Christmas stuff out. It's not that I ignore Thanksgiving. I kind of just chunk them together because they both have the same feel good.
Yeah, there can be some
feel good emotions of like being with family and food and comfort. So I feel like Christmas would bind in perfectly with the mood of what Thanksgiving is.
Oh yeah, I think there can be some overlap for sure. I don't think there's an issue with that. And at the end of the day, it's like people are like, "Hey, you shouldn't don't listen to Christmas music until, you know, after Thanksgiving." It's like, nah, I get it.
Can we talk about music?
Christmas music? Yeah.
What are your top 5? Or what's your go-to song? What's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, good question. It depends on the mood, right? Because you have some fast ones, you have some slow ones. Sleigh Ride, dude. I love Sleigh Ride.
By who?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't matter. Okay. I don't care. Like, as long as it's like the Sleigh Ride. I like Sleigh Ride. Dude, Mariah Carey for sure, man. Like, I know people are like, all right, like enough of Mariah Carey, but dude, that song is amazing. I'll still jam it. I know it probably sucks for like people who work in retail and have to listen to that constantly.
But it's 7 years of retail listening.
That's crazy. So I get that, right? But, you know, I still love that song, and it still makes me feel good, like, when I hear it. So Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
And I'm on the side where I'm annoyed by that song.
Gotcha.
Already.
Yeah, and I get that. I think, Last Christmas. That's a good one. I like that one. I'm not a big fan of that version, actually.
Really?
Yeah, no.
What other versions are they?
Dude, there's a bunch.
But memorable, like where they go in stores, because the Wham version is in like every store and movie.
Let's see who sings Last Christmas. Let's see who sings it. Meghan Trainor sings it. Nah, I'm good. Hey, Backstreet Boys did that?
Did they really?
That's cool. I need to jam that one. Oh, Pentatonics, dude. Anything by Pentatonics goes hard.
I haven't heard the Christmas stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard some of it, but I don't know if I remember the last time I heard this. Dude, I'm a big fan of Michael Bublé's Christmas album. Like,
he has a Christmas
voice. He's amazing, dude. Like, I really like his stuff. I don't know if you listen to her, if you've heard of her, but Tinashe, she has a Christmas album that I think was released last year or not last year, maybe the year before. I don't remember when, but my timeline's all messed up. But Tinashe's Christmas album, dude, is amazing. I love that. Let me see when it came out. This one is, I love her voice, dude. So Comfort and Joy, and this one I think was released 2020. Yeah, so 2 years ago. So yeah, dude, Silver Bells, man, I love that one. And like I said, it doesn't have to be like a specific singer. Yeah. Like, I love that one. NSYNC's Merry Christmas and dude, it's so good, bro.
Silver Bells is. Have you heard the Temptations version of Silver Bells?
I don't think so.
The Temptations album in general, A Christmas Card. That album is so good.
Nice.
Their harmonies all mix in so well. I think if I had to list it, I think the Temptations Christmas album would be my number 1.
I'll have to check it out. Okay.
They have such great melodies in theirs.
Are there any other songs I'm missing? Which ones do you like? So the Temptations.
Yeah, that's
What
Silver
else?
Bells one by them. Also, Rudolph by the Temptations. Is
Okay.
Great. Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys.
Okay.
And
I don't think I've heard that one by the Beach Boys.
Someday at Christmas. Have you heard that one?
Mm-mm.
Someday at Christmas, and multiple people have sang it, but by the Jackson 5. That
Ooh.
version goes hard.
Nice.
And they have a pretty solid Christmas album too.
Okay.
Back when Michael was like 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, that's crazy. I need to listen to that. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, bro. I love that one. That's a good one. That's like a classic, you know.
Yeah.
Those are probably the ones that I like the most. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones, Christmas albums that. But dude, hands down, Michael Bublé, bro. Like I love that guy's Christmas albums. It's so good. Elvis has a Christmas album.
Elvis's Christmas song is pretty good.
I do see the Beach Boys on here. Yeah, Michael Bublé's 2011 is so good. Are you into Frank Sinatra at all? He has one.
I know some songs. He did. Is it White Christmas?
I don't know.
Or am I thinking?
This
No,
this one's called A Jolly Christmas from.
No,
Frank
I'm thinking
Sinatra.
of somebody else.
Okay.
I think it's Bill Crosby, if I'm not wrong.
That's a great song.
Right?
Was it White Christmas? I'm dreaming of
Yeah,
a White
it's
Christmas.
a super low. It starts super
the
low.
one that's on Home Alone.
Yeah,
it's
it's
good.
on Santa Claus too.
Oh,
It's the opening song for the Santa Claus.
Christmas.
It's in the
It's
middle
so
of
good.
Home Alone. Like it's everywhere.
just like. No, I want to watch it. I want to put it on right now. It's so good, man. What a solid song. I love it. Yeah.
Other things. CeeLo Green has a Christmas album.
Really?
Yeah. And like there's some songs that don't work, but for the
Like a
most-
Christmas album or a Christmas song?
a Christmas album. The
What
cover
songs
is
did he do?
the cover is like him in a Mustang in a convertible, and it's pulled by reindeer.
Oh wow, he did.
He actually has a song with the Muppets, which I actually do like a lot.
What Christmas Means to Me, Baby It's Cold Outside, This Christmas, the Christmas song. Oh wow, I need to jam this.
Yeah, but the song that he has with the Muppets is actually really really good. Like I really do enjoy
That's
that
cool.
one.
I'll have to check it out. Dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna put this on the playlist. Love it, man. Ah, dude, that's awesome. I love it. I think we compiled a pretty good list of movies and Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Now I got some Christmas songs I need to listen to. I think that's a solid place to wrap it up, man. I think that I don't know how much. I can't even see the battery level on
You
the
didn't hit
GoPro.
record.
Yeah, it's recording. You see the red
Oh,
buttons
it's
on.
off.
But dude, that's solid, man. I'm glad that you were able to come. We could break this down. The chocolate abuelita, hot chocolate, it was good. The vibes were good.
Our well-fitting hats.
The well-fit.
It doesn't fit me if you haven't noticed. Yeah.
If you guys are watching this in video,
It's pinned down by the
I was like,
headphones.
bro, Jamie, I'm sorry. There was only one size fits all, and this is like probably like a small.
It should
and
be
your
one
head
size
is like
fits most.
huge. It's XXL that you needed probably, bro. But it's literally still on the tip of your head. But it's awesome, dude. It worked, and the headphones hold it down
Yeah.
pretty well. Nice. I love it, man. I'm so excited. I'm excited for Christmas. Just it's almost here, dude. And then New Year's, and then 2023. That's crazy.
Do you get that post-Christmas depression? Because I do.
Kind of. I try to leave my tree up like a little bit after
Yeah.
like January, so that like because it's tough.
Because I think it hits me after New Year's.
Yeah.
Where like there's nothing else to look forward to really. Not I mean not in
Yeah.
general, right? But like right now the whole buildup of like thinking of people and buying them
Yeah.
gifts and
No,
the
you're
wrapping and the hot chocolate, everything, right? And then it's just over in a day.
Yeah. No, I agree. It does kind of suck, right? You're like, oh crap. But I try to. I don't know. I try to look forward to like. So I always tell myself I should decorate for Valentine's to at least have something to look forward to, and I never end up decorating for Valentine's. It's because Valentine's. Like it's not. Also in comparison to Christmas, like
Yeah,
you know.
that's true.
But and then I don't know, like Valentine's is it's like hard to decorate for that one because it's like, well, what can you put? Like in Christmas you have your tree, you have your lights, and Valentine's, what do you put? Hearts up, cupids.
Streamer, I don't know.
Streamer. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, dude, I know what you mean. It's tough, but then you can just look forward to the next Christmas. We do the countdown like in The Grinch. 4 hours till Christmas. That was such a good movie, dude.
It was.
We gotta watch it again. All right. Cool, man. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I don't know how much of the battery of the camera will last, but we've covered some really good ground. Thanks for hanging out, dude. We had a good time. Thank you for having me. Thank y'all so much for listening to another episode of the We're from the Valley podcast. Y'all take care and have a good one.
Hit the outro.
Let's go.
I'm dreaming.